Yeah, they can try. Because there ain't no way I'm going to find this scripture. Hold up. Okay, yeah. Yahuwah's vengeance. Here it is. Because he's jealous for his people. Like, we are the apple of his eye. Like, like, I was in ignorance. Like, I grew up in ignorance. I had no idea I was born into captivity. And taught lies and shit. Well, the Father opened up my eyes to where I could see. And when I repented, I freaking cut off pretty much every damn thing that he told me to cut off. Anyway, the heathens think they are slick. They have said in their heart, they will escape the judgment of the Almighty Creator of the heavens and earth. They have made themselves bunkers and cubby holes to hide themselves from the wrath of the Most High Yah. How foolish can they be to think that they can really hide from He that sits on the throne above the inhabitants of the earth? And this is a scripture from Joel, chapter 3, 9 through 16. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahuwah. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen around about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in a valley of decision. For the day of the Most High is near in a valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Most High shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But Yahuwah will be the hope of his people, and the strength of the children of Israel. Here is the judgment of all you heathen that think your underground bunkers and water bunkers will save you. And here is Amos chapter 9, 1 through 3. And I saw Yahuwah standing upon the altar, and he said, Smite the lintel of the door, that the post may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. Though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to the heaven, thence will I bring them down. And though they hide themselves in the top of the Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he will bite them. This is Psalms chapter 104, 25 through 26. So is this great and wide sea, wherein are things creeping innumerable, both small and great beasts. There go the ships. There is the Leviathan, whom thou hast made to play therein. Yahuwah has his pet beast that will destroy the heathens attempting to hide in their underwater bunkers. Isaiah chapter 2, 19 through 20. And they shall go in the holes of the rocks, and into the caves of the earth, for the fear of Yahuwah, and for the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake terribly the earth. In that day a man shall cast his idols of silver, and his idols of gold, which they made one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats. Your money won't be worth jack. You will toss it away, because it will be worthless unto you. All of you that put your trust and faith in your money will regret it in this day, because money ain't gonna save them. Revelations chapter 6, 15 through 16. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. And he said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. Isaiah chapter 34, 1 through 2. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahuwah is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. That sounds like a whole bunch of people was about to die. Just like they're predicting that 2/3 of people is about to die in the United States of America. And then in 2024, X marks the spot in that freaking eclipse that's supposed to happen. That I don't think that that's a coincidence at all. I don't think that that is a coincidence in the least bit. This is Nahum, chapter 1, verses 2 through 15. The Almighty Creator is jealous, and Yahuwah revengeth. Yahuwah revengeth. He is furious. Yahuwah will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. Yahuwah is slow to anger, and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Yahuwah hath his way in a whirlwind and in a storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebuketh the sea, and maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers. I don't know what Bashan languisheth, and Carmel, and the flower of Lebanon languisheth. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence. Yea, the world, and all that dwell therein. Who can stand before his indignation? And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. Yahuwah is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. But with an overflowing flood he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies. What do ye imagine against Yahuwah? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not arise a second time. For while they be folded together as thorns, and while they are drunken as drunkards, they shall be devoured as stubble, fully dry. There is one come out of thee that imagineth evil against Yahuwah, a wicked counselor? Thus saith Yahuwah, though they be quiet, and likewise many, yet thus shall they be cut down, when he shall pass through. Though I have afflicted thee, I will afflict thee no more. Now he's talking to us. Now he's turning his face to us. So I got that understanding in my spirit right now. Thus saith Yahuwah, though they be quiet, and likewise many, yet thus shall they be cut down, when he shall pass through. And then now he's talking to us. Though I have afflicted thee, I will afflict thee no more. And I think we're about in that time frame about right now, because the curses are going off of us and they're going on to the Gentiles. He says, for now I will break his yoke from off of thee, and I will burst thy bonds in sunder. That means all the brothers that's locked up in prison houses right now doing hard labor, a lot of them locked up innocently. I mean, they didn't do anything, but they were put in the system and they were wrongfully accused and put in there. There's a lot of brothers serving time that don't deserve to. And Yahuwah hath given a commandment concerning thee, that no more of thy name be sown. Out of the house of thy gods will I cut off the graven image and the molten image. I will make thy grave, for thou art vile. Behold, upon the mountains the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, and publisheth peace. O Judah, keep thy solemn feasts, perform thy vows, for the wicked shall no more pass through thee, for he is utterly cut off. This is Micah chapter 5:15. Chapter 5 verse 15. And I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. Revelations chapter 18 verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, in the cup which she hath filled, to fill her double. Everything that you heathens have done to Yah's chosen people, to the Most High's chosen people, the so-called Negroes, will be done unto you double. Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 25. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Ezekiel chapter 30 verse 3. For the day is near, even the day of Yahuwah is near, a cloudy day. It shall be the time of the heathen. Ezekiel chapter 25 verse 17. And I will execute great vengeance upon them with furious rebukes, and they shall know that I am the Most High thy power, when I shall lay my vengeance upon them. Ezekiel chapter 25 verse 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, says the Most High Almighty Power. Luke chapter 21 verse 26. Men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Zephaniah chapter 1 14 through 16. And the great day of Yahuwah is near, it is near, and hasteneth greatly, even the voice of the day of Yahuwah. The mighty men shall cry there bitterly. That day is the day of wrath, and a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. Hush. Zechariah chapter 13 verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahuwah, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. For those that really don't care, those that don't have a spiritual care in the world, and is only worried about your next TV show or movie coming out, or what you're gonna eat, or how your wedding gonna go, and all kinds of other various trivial matters of this physical life, this false reality that we live in, you're all in for a surprise, man. You're all in for a great surprise. Luke chapter 17 verse 26 through 29. And as it was in the day of Noah, so shall it be, and also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, also it is in the days of Lot. They did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day the Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 22. And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his bands and upon the many people that are with him, and overflowing rain, that great hailstones, fire and brimstone. Will you stop climbing all over the place, boy? Let me read that again. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 22. And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his bands and upon many people that are with him, and overflowing rain and great hailstones, fire and brimstone. Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 7. The lion is come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy city shall be laid to waste without an inhabitant. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 1. For I am with thee, says the Most High, to save thee, though I make a full end of all nations, whether I have scattered thee. Yet I will not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and I will not leave thee altogether unpunished. Luke 6:23. Rejoice ye in that day, and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. Matthew chapter 5 verse 12. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. They are no longer going to be able to gainsay off of us. And they've been gainsaying off of us for 400 plus years. We've been in this captivity. I was trying to explain this because I did get a little bit indignant, because I'm like, started trying to talk about how her daughter doesn't want it taught in schools about whatever the hell curriculum they're trying to like implement in the schools to like teach. I mean, although the school's been teaching lies all this freaking time anyway, so why is it any different now? They're still probably mixing truth with lies and shit, you know. So like I'm kind of indifferent about it, but she was just like, she kept trying to push the conversation about how she's kind of against, you know, them wanting to teach her grandbabies about the hate. She kept calling it hate. So she kept calling the curriculum hate. And I'm like, but telling the truth is not hate in and of itself. What was hate was what the people that are in rulership right now have done to a specific group of people that is still under... She called it hate, but the curriculum is, well, apparently teaching kids in school about the atrocities to black people. To just put a blanket on it. That's basically what it is. So teach the kids that slavery happened and that black people were afflicted by Europeans. Like, but they want to take, they don't want that. Like, so that's what she's saying, to protect the kids. Like, so she's looking at it like, protect the kids from hate, but it has nothing to do with protecting them from hate. You're not protecting them from hate. You're so-called protecting them from the truth of what happened to a certain group of people for 400 plus something freaking years, and who their forefathers are that did it to these people. You just want these children to grow up in the world and think everything is fucking fair, and it's not. So I was trying to convey that this night, but she wasn't seeming to get it. And so I told her, I'm like, I kept trying to get to the bigger picture. Like, you got to understand who we are. And still, I don't know if she really believes, she says she does, but like, I don't really know. I don't know if she really believes it or if she's just telling me that she believes it. But I was trying to explain to her that me and my people, we still in captivity. We're still subservient to these Gentiles' laws that they set up on this land that's not even theirs. Like her trying to get indignant with me, I got indignant right back. I'm like, no, you have no idea what you're talking about. Like the history that you think you have is a fabricated history. White history is a fabricated fucking history. They stole every goddamn thing for themselves and then put themselves in rulership over it. And it was the Most High that allowed it to happen. It was nothing great that they did. They were freaking wicked. And they've been wicked. All this time they've done nothing but kill, steal, destroy, rape, rob, murder, all over the freaking goddamn earth. So, like, stop it with that shit. That pissed me off at her. Because she kept just trying to, like, pick little mediocre things like, well, what do you think if a black guy shoots a white baby? I ain't talking about that. Like, goddamn, I care about all life. And she threw that out her mouth last night. All lives matter. All lives matter. I'm like, yeah, all lives do matter. But there's a specific group of people that's been mistreated for 400 plus fucking years. And we're still being mistreated to this day, being shot down like dogs in the goddamn street while wicked, corrupt police hold themselves not guilty. And freaking millions of my brothers are locked away in prison houses and shit, serving hard labor, and many of them are in there innocently. You cannot tell me that you don't see the atrocities against so-called black people. Like, she's just in freaking denial, and she wants to try to, like, latch on and be like, well, you know, white people had it hard too. Like, no! You're not looking at the freaking bigger picture. You're not looking at the whole goddamn thing. You're not looking at all of it as a whole. Look at the stigmas that's been placed on us. Look at the mockery. Look at the whole world looks down upon us. We have been put on the fucking bottom. Everybody knows that. Everybody looks down upon the so-called Negro, the so-called black person. Everybody knows that, but then she acts like she's freaking blind, like she can't understand that, yes, there's something about us. Yeah, you know, I can see how we were made to kind of think that we were superior to you guys. Like, all the characters of the freaking Bible is white. Like, I mean, come on, the whole system. Like, the Gentiles set up this system on the earth, and primarily here in the United States of America, on stolen land. And they have been oppressing a certain people since they've been here. Yeah. And they've stolen all of their shit for themselves. They've took credit for all the inventions for themselves. And then they taught their bullshit false history. And this is what she believes is her history. Truly believes in freedom of America, but she doesn't understand that she's a freaking foreigner here. Like, I understand that maybe she has never really been racist towards anybody. Like, that's understandable. I'm not saying you per se is a racist. I'm saying that the people that came and took this land, them people were racist, and all of their people after them were freaking racist. All the people that set up this freaking government and have created the system of white supremacy to where they use the whole goddamn system to oppress us, them people were racist. Many of their children were racist, and all you rest of you people that maybe not be racist, you still got to reap the fucking benefits of it.
Yeah.
So anyway, now there's judgment coming on those that took us into captivity. Did they really think that the Father was just going to continue to turn his head away from us when he prophesied in Baruch that I will call to their remembrance of who they are, and they will turn from their stiff-necked ways. We'll turn back to him, and we will praise him in the land of our captivity. Well, that happened with me. I'm a living testimony of that. So, that's that. I'm a living testimony of that. I lived through that prophecy. I have a relationship with my almighty power. Well, he did that.
Yeah.
That came true. That came to pass. Well, what's next? Well, since we turned our hearts to the Father, he's turned his face back to us. And these Gentiles, they know they're running out of time because Satan knows he's running out of time. So what do they want to do? This is why they put it in the media. Well, we definitely got to come for, the minorities, those in low income housing, we got to make sure to get them vaccinated. We really care about them. Yeah, you care about us, right? Yeah, y'all funny. And they straight coming to the freaking hood and preying on innocent, ignorant black people that don't know no fucking better. It pisses me off. I'm ready for these people to try to storm up in here and demand that we go to some concentration camp. I seriously don't think that they're going to get to take us to a concentration camp. They can freaking try. I don't think they're going to get that far. So I don't know. I have no idea what all he going to use me for. So I'm not going to say what I am and ain't going to be doing because I really honestly have no idea. Like even our brothers that's locked up way in the freaking prison houses is going to be let free. Like they didn't freaking cause enough pain on this earth. I mean, hell, we watched the freaking Seaspiracy and whatnot. How they're dragging all the freaking the fish life, all the sea life out of the oceans, man, out of the seas. It's freaking insane what they're doing. They're killing the animals by the freaking billions. The wickedness has reached to high heaven, like 100%. They've been sacrificing babies and doing all kinds of satanic rituals and oh my gosh, the wickedness is great on the earth, right?
Yeah.
And now that this was all prophecy. That the Father said that he was going to wake his people up in the land of their captivity. And a third of us, only a third of us, will turn back to him. So yes, it'll still yet a lot of my people going to die. 2/3 of my people is going to die. And I really don't want it to be my family. I don't want to see that, It's heartbreaking because there's nothing I can say or do other than just pray. Because they won't listen to me for now. But what I feel in my spirit is that they cannot deny my demonstration. So maybe I still got time,
Yeah.
In 2016, I never thought I would be off of SL in 2021. I never thought that I would be abstinent, like 100%, like no masturbation whatsoever. I never thought, that thought never even crossed my mind in 2016. But here we are. And also not eating flesh and blood. Like, do you know how many changes I went through since 2016 till now?
Yeah.
That has to be significant. That's prophecy.